Hello. Today I'm going to talk about something heavier than I have been talking about. That can be true or not. Um, for me, anyway. So if I get through it and can post this, then that's cool. If not, I'll have to do the whole thing until maybe I get it exactly the way that I want it. Um, Today I'm going to talk about losing my children from drug abuse and all the nasty things that entails, like people that were involved, like toxic people, um, and all that jazz that comes with addictions. Okay. So I'm going to kind of tell my story now about how this happened. Of course, I just got diagnosed with BPD a while back, borderline, and I did not realize up until I've just started reading about it that borderlines usually have can fall into major addiction, and I never really realized why until now. Um, you know, because I did come up with an okay family upbringing. Like, I wasn't hit on a daily basis or anything, but it was much more covert than that. We'll talk about that another day. So I'm going to get into this. And I've got on meth and amphetamine with my ex-boyfriend. And the funny thing is that when I met him, I was doing the second job in my life from 27 to I did it for about 7 years. I was a stripper. So, I was in another abusive relationship then, and it was, very sexually abusive. And during that time, I was very, very promiscuous, and also fell into the drink more than I'd wanted to, and it made it worse having an abusive relationship where I would come home and, a lot of times I would get drunk at night and go home just because I didn't like going home. Okay. It was, alcohol is pushed a lot, on strippers too. Maybe, not in all places, but in the place that I was, I think it's pretty common though. And that stripper story is for another day. But anyways, so back onto the subject of my ex and I. When we met, we started living together, and then through a weed dealer that he had hooked us up with, of course, methamphetamine, and we started doing it. It turned into occasionally, then it turned into daily, pretty fast. And before long, we were on it every day, all day long. And basically, I became a junkie. So then, of course, we moved to the trailer where it was, the meth maker was right around the corner, and we lived daily like that. Of course, it was sort of like the honeymoon period of our relationship where everything was kind of fun, but then he kind of started threatening to burn my clothes and different things, like when I would go and visit my children, and it just became abusive pretty quickly. So he just kept acting worse and worse and worse. And finally, I would go home to where my children were staying with my parents. And when I would come back, he started saying that he didn't like me on Facebook. He became very possessive and angry and started, breaking things when he was mad. And it would just turn like out of the blue. He'd get mad about, that the light was on or something. I mean, it didn't even matter. That's part of narcissism. And also, that's a part of a person can become very narcissistic when they're on drugs and alcohol. So, I got scared pretty quickly, and I did want to go back to my family. I didn't want to be on the drug anymore, but of course, when you are on a drug as powerful as that one, it's so hard to pull away. It's extremely hard and damn near impossible a lot of times. You're lucky if you are to get away from it and stay away from it. But thank God that that was the beginning of my journey to recovery back then, but I hit rock bottom. I mean, life became absolutely, just unbelievably worse than ever before, especially when I lost my kids. I remember when I finally went home after taking no more of his